All right, everyone, on a very special birthday edition of Top 5, we're listing our top 5 Ernie moments of all time. Get ready.
Welcome to Top 5 with Joey Cassata. Starring Joey Cassata.
Team Jesus, my friend. No! Am I walking around, Park?
Co-starring Ernie Palooza. And the Doctor, Tommy Snyder.
Goddamn.
Now here's your host, Joey Cassata.
All right, everybody, welcome back to another episode of Top 5. I'm your host, Joey Cassata.
And I'm Ernie. Ernie.
The man of the hour, the birthday boy. We are recording this on his birthday, January 2nd. We're going to do a new top 5 tradition. We're going to list our top 5 moments of our guest. Oh, look at this. You can't eat that or you'll die.
Oh, baby.
Oh, then you'll definitely die.
No. Oh, no.
Ernie, if you have an allergic reaction on the show, we are gold.
It just got changed to the top 5 memories of Ernie.
Well, we did have that list earlier.
We did. We had to invite these two back for Ernie's stories. Doctor might be joining us later. He's somewhere. We're not sure what he's doing. Someone might have broke his window to break in his car. And
we have a good idea what he's doing.
Yeah, we know where he is.
Out of all the windows they broke, the moonroof?
Must have been the aliens.
We had to invite Ernie's longtime neighbors on Madison Place. First, we're going to start with recurring guest, Big Head Billy. What's up, Bill?
Thank you. As you could see in the background, I'm away in Bora Bora. And when I got the call for this, I knew I just had to be part of this panel. And Joe, thank you for recognizing me as a foremost expert on Ernest, world-renowned. And thank you. And this should be fun. And just so everybody knows, every story that you hear, there's probably 2 or 3 that we couldn't tell because the statute of limitations is not up on those.
Yep.
Bill, I want to thank you so much for taking time on your vacation.
Thank you.
Your very busy vacation. I know you're loving life over in Bora Bora right now.
Yeah, it's a little cold. I have a sweatshirt on.
I was going to say, the beach looks beautiful. Is it that windy that you have the sweatshirt on?
Yeah, it's that windy. You know, it's a little chilly. The cold front made it down to Bora Bora.
And of course, another reoccurring guest. We had to have Greg back because there's no one that has early Ernie stories like
That's
Greg.
Me.
What's up,
Ernie,
Greg?
My oldest friend.
And,
right? It has to be.
Greg lived the closest in proximity to Ernie. So, he was right there when all these things happened.
Yeah, the thing with the Prossers and the Lamonts were we had an open door policy. So we never knocked on each other's doors. We would just walk in and out. Parents, kids, any hour of the time, any hour of the day, didn't matter. One time I came home, I found Ernie eating food in my house.
Nobody will be home.
He's like Kramer.
Yeah, he's sitting at my kitchen table eating a sandwich.
Now that you say that, Greg, I don't think I've ever went to you guys' houses where you guys ever pulled out a set of keys to go in. just walk right in.
Did you ever knock to come in?
I don't think so. I might have knocked, but I just continued the knock and the push to open the door. It was in the same motion.
The knock and the push. That's how I had 2 kids.
Oh.
Oh, you should have hit the drum set on that.
Nicely. Yeah, I almost killed myself when I put the camera on before. I fell backwards into my kit. Billy saw it.
It would have been great if you had the video running. But anyway.
So, Ern, this is going to be an incredible episode. Some of these stories you might have heard on Top 5 before. We might be repeating ourselves. We got a list our top 5 Ernie moments of all time. Now, I know we're going to leave so many out because there's so many. This really could have been a top 25 episode. And we would have still had some left over. So we're going to, obviously to narrow these down to top 5, it's almost impossible. But we're going to try. I don't think we're going to repeat any stories because we have plenty to choose from. But obviously you can get the Ernie shirts, these hot sellers. Look at that handsome man. Look. He hasn't changed a bit. Look at him.
Ernie, you should grow your hair out.
That
I like that.
You can get the Ernie shirts on Amazon. Get one for Ernie's birthday. All proceeds go straight back to Ernie for his lactose-free cake, whatever the hell he's eating over there. Now, as everyone knows, obviously, Ernie is completely allergic to all dairy products. Am I right, Ernie?
That's correct, sir.
So if he has an allergic reaction to that cake that he's eating on air, it will be pretty epic, because I've seen some, and it's really not a good sight.
It is not pretty, and we've all been there for them, actually. And of course, there's got to be. Hopefully, someone has the story about the greatest allergic reaction he ever had.
I mean, I can't imagine we don't all at least have one allergic reaction story. I got to imagine.
Without a doubt.
I have one of my honorable mentions.
I'm not even gonna. I mean, the new vomit story from Ernie that Ernie destroyed my fucking house this summer. I'm not even gonna go into that story because we've covered that story. He destroyed my whole house. My kids are still traumatized. My wife and dog were literally hiding in the basement when it was happening. He was screaming. I'm not even going into that story. It didn't even make my top 5. So, Greg, we got to start with you. Let's see. In honor of Ernie's birthday, the top 5 greatest moments in Ernie's life. What do you got? Number 5.
Well, number 5, I have to start with the first time I ever met Ernie. I was 5 years old, came out of my house to meet the new neighbor with the glasses. I haven't seen any young child wearing glasses prior to that. Comes walking over to me. I say, "Hi, how you doing?" And he punches me square in the jaw.
Why?
He says because I made his best friend move. But I don't know. Can you explain it, Ernie? We talked about it before on the show.
Were you making fun of his glasses? You
no,
just
I
kind
just
of
walked
did.
out. I thought I was looking at his glasses a little odd because I never saw such a small person with glasses before. And I said hi, and he punched me as hard as he could in the face. And I ran.
Ernie, you can't explain yourself, mister?
I blamed Greg for the person who used to live in that house leaving for some reason.
Who used to live there?
His name was Daniel. He's dead.
Ernie found them.
Oh. All right.
I like how he says he's dead and then eats cake. On his 53rd birthday.
You look heartbroken, Ernie.
We only found out years later that he passed.
This was a close friend of yours? That's why you punched Greg in the face?
Yeah.
It's just
he's
terrible.
The monster. We've established this many a time over. Ernie really is the monster.
Ernie
on the block.
Well, I will tell you this: when Ernie was younger and stuff, he played victim a lot, and
he was the Walter White bully of the block.
Yeah,
Ernie.
He was low key.
He even had a chemistry lab.
Definitely, Greg.
You had a chemistry kit.
You did.
Amazing.
That's true.
No bully ever looked like that. Look at the shirt. There's no way.
That's why it was so
modern day bully. Look at him.
It was so shocking that he had these tendencies sometimes, and obviously Greg's story, tells what really was going on sometimes.
Really. Just the tip of it.
That's it.
All right, great starting. Obviously, you got a great place to start your very first meeting. Hello, Ernie. Bang, boom, right in the face.
I am sorry, Greg.
No, I don't.
Yeah.
Accept it.
Only took 40-something years to say it, but anyway.
All right, Bill, where you going? Number 5.
All right, so if you take some cheese and you cut it up like in little pieces and it looks like fruit, Ernie will probably eat it. Oh, wait a minute. Those were the top types things we were going to use to kill Ernie. I'm on the wrong subject. So mine was so if you look at Ernie, people might not realize that Ernie was a pretty decent athlete. He wasn't a skilled athlete. He was brawn. He has thick legs and strong strength. He has the strength of, say, a dwarf from the Lord of the Rings, like that kind of strength.
He's built like a strong cereal box.
Yeah, like a cereal box. He, like I said, he wasn't the most talented athlete, but he's got, hands of steel when you throw a football at him. So we used to play a game in the park, and I'm going to change the name here because I don't want to get in trouble, and we'll call it Schmear the Man with the Ball. And basically what that game was is 10 to 15 guys would go over to the park. We played behind the field house. So it's probably what we say, like a 40-yard field, maybe something like
30,
that.
30 yards.
Hold on.
30
Let's
yards.
just,
Go
hold
ahead.
on. Let's just stop 1 second. Why don't you just call it "Kill the Man with the Ball" so we can use? It's easier to use that way.
Oh, I don't care. I mean, well,
Yep, just-
schmear. Is schmear bad?
Yeah, but schmear people will know what.
Okay,
not
so I'll
many
go with
words
"Kill
that
the Man
rhyme
with the Ball."
schmear, you idiot.
All right. So
He already got, according to Joey, he already bleeped Tommy 20 times on the left
Right.
side.
So,
all right. So where should I pick up?
just start over. Say so. Just start the story.
Okay. So many people don't know, but Ernie was a pretty good athlete. You know, he wasn't a skilled guy, you know, but he could play. He was a tough guy. He's sort of like like the dwarfs in the Lord of the Rings. You know, he had that brawn strength. He wasn't really skilled, but we used
Like
to
a
play
cereal box.
a cereal box, right? She was like felt like a cereal box.
I feel like I just heard this. Go ahead.
And we would play a game in the park called "Kill the Man with the Ball." And I'm sure a lot of people played with it, but like 10, 15 guys would go over the park, play like behind a field house, like a 30-yard field. And basically what it was is that the 14 guys would stand on one side of the field and the one guy would stand on the other side of the field. You throw him the ball, he had to try to get through everybody. So, and we played this game a lot, but and I don't know, I have no recollections of the other games, but there was this one time that Ernie just stood out, so first throw down, Ernie gets it, runs through everybody, he scores. Everybody's like, whoa, right? And no one expects Ernie to do that. So the next time, my cousin Ray's friend Joey Sikorsky's like, there's no way he's scoring again. Throw him the ball. He throws Ernie the ball. Ernie catches it, starts running. Joey has him lined up. Ernie hurdles over him. Hits the ground, touchdown. Everybody's like, whoa, amazing. Then there was this other kid that was playing this day, Nua Davukic. And Nua was probably...
Wait, who?
Nua Davukic. What's his name? And this is not somebody from Seinfeld, all right? This is the guy's name.
This can't be a real person.
This is a real person. And he was probably, what would be like 12, 13 years old. He was probably like 6 foot then. He's like 300 pounds. And he was battling Ernie for MVP that day. But he just would catch the ball and literally walk down the field. No one could get him down. Ernie takes off full speed. Takes him down. Takes down
Nua Govochis?
Nua Davukic. Takes him down. And clearly that day, Ernie walked home with MVP. And like I said, I have no recollection of all the other times we played it. But that day sticks in my head. So
Ernie, this is a proud moment. Billy remembers this like it was yesterday. He can't believe what he saw that day. Do you remember this day?
This was yesterday.
Is Nua Davuchis also dead?
No, I think he's alive.
No, he came by. I saw him 10 years ago. Imagine he's like 400 pounds now, driving a Lamborghini. And he took me for a ride in his Lamborghini. I swear.
Should I ask what this guy does for a living?
No, his parents owned the garden apartments on Burnett Street.
Yes, okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now I remember. I never knew his last name till now, but Noah and his brother Victor.
Yes.
Little brother. Yep.
Ernie, you remember this day that you took down this Goliath?
Yeah. Yes, I do.
In your own words, Aaron, tell us how you did it.
Stupidity and luck.
Nothing special for breakfast that day. Nothing. You just.
I don't know what I was thinking. I got lucky.
All right. There you have it.
I had my third child.
Kill the man with the ball. Noah Davukic.
It was Nua, but Ernie calls him Noah.
Oh, it's Nua.
It's Nua, like N-E-W-A-A.
Like Manua. Just Nua. Okay.
Nua. Yeah.
Rhymes with.
He never liked me, but now I guess I know why. That I never said his name right.
That's why he didn't give you the ride in the Lamborghini.
All right, mine is definitely mine. It's weird because my start is almost the opposite of Billy's. Billy's is the test of strength, and Ernie is, this Goliath, this behemoth taking down the whole park, running through people. Mine is almost the opposite. So something must have happened to Ernie's strength along the years, because everyone knows Ernie doesn't like to be uncomfortable. That could be whether he's warm, he's cold, if he's this much sick, it's the end of the world. Whatever it is, Ernie doesn't like any discomfort. So I actually wasn't present at this story, but my wife reminded me of this today. So I actually had just tore my ACL, and my brother-in-law was getting rid of a big piece of furniture and a TV. Mentioned to Ernie. Ernie said, "Oh, I'll take him. So Ernie wanted the TV and the furniture. We said, "Great, no problem." Ernie was going to meet my brother-in-law at his house, pick up the piece of furniture, pick up the TV, bring it back to Ernie's house. Should be pretty easy. One piece of furniture, one TV, right? Two guys. My brother-in-law's a big guy. Shouldn't be that big of a problem. They get to Staten Island. That's where my brother-in-law lived at the time. And the piece of furniture is just like a console that a TV goes in. Nothing crazy. I'm sure it was heavy, but it wasn't the end of the world. They go to lift the TV. So my brother, this is secondhand from my wife. They go to lift the piece of furniture. He goes, 1, 2, 3, lift. My brother-in-law's side goes up, and you hear, and like my brother-in-law's looking around, and he's like, he doesn't know what's going on. His side, the other side didn't go up. Puts it back down. He goes, "Ernie, you okay? Let's try it again. I gotta get better grip. They go to try it again. 1, 2, 3. Booms. One side goes up. The other side. Woo! Puts it down. Ernie starts screaming, "Something's wrong! Woo!" And he literally runs out of the room. Now I'm shortening up the story. There's a lot more push and struggle here, but
A lot more wooing.
I'm oohing and owing. Ernie runs in the other room. Something's wrong. Runs in the other room. We don't know if he got a hernia, had a heart attack. We don't know. No one knows what happened to Ernie. Comes back in. Oh my God. My wife and his wife are like, "Ernie, are you okay?" His wife's mortified. My wife is on the floor laughing hysterical because she knows Ernie. My brother-in-law thinks he just killed this poor guy. He comes back in. "Oh my God, Ernie, are you okay?" "Yes, it's okay. I farted." He had a little gas, let it out. All okay. But the moving didn't get any better from there. My brother-in-law basically moved the TV and the dresser, the armoire thing by himself. Ernie had zero strength, could not lift his side at all the whole day.
Little gas took him out.
I don't know if it's the gas, the uncomfortable. Ernie, what happened? Tell the people.
Too heavy.
Oh, so there was no gas.
Oh, excuse me.
But is that basically what happened? Did you run in the other room screaming something's wrong?
Well, yeah, I went to pick up the thing. It wouldn't go up. And then suddenly my stomach started hurting real bad. So I thought I hurt myself. And then suddenly I farted. It's like, oh, I'm all better now.
Okay. This is the maniac that we deal with, everyone.
Terrible.
Okay. All right, Greg, back around to you. Number 4.
All right. This one, there was a particular neighbor that lived on our block that we didn't like very much. We won't name any names because the statute of limitations might still be up. But we were young, we were drinking, and we decided that we were going to exact revenge on this neighbor's fence. So me, Vinny, Cassidy, and Tommy Snyder stood in Billy's driveway, and we had to convince Ernie that the fence was talking bad about his family and that he needed to attack the fence. And Ernie was drunk going, "The fence can't talk. The fence can't talk." And Tommy Snyder's going, "Did you hear that? Did you hear what it just said about your mother? Oh my God, I can't believe what it said." And Vinny's going, if they said that about I do something. And all of a sudden, like a cartoon, Ernie started rocking. And then his legs started chugging in place. And all of a sudden he went, he ran full speed, like he ran into Newark Devukage, but he ran into the fence. But before he even hit the fence, Tommy ran in his house, and me and Vinny ran around the corner, and all we heard was the explosion as we were turning around. And then Ernie's like running behind us, wait for me, wait for me.
What happened to the fence?
It was replaced. The fence lost, and Ernie kind of did the person a favor because the fence was very old and they really needed a new fence. So Ernie helped out. So I wouldn't take it so much as Ernie was being nasty. He saw a need in the neighborhood, and he helped them out.
Billy's being real nice. I can't wait to hear.
Oh no, I got some good stories.
Coming.
I don't know how come I didn't get caught because my shape was there in the silhouette.
It literally
like the Kool-Aid man.
Yes, yeah.
You see a little tiny short guy, wide guy. We can figure it out.
I could just, with the way Greg told the story, I could literally picture Ernie. I don't know why I picture him barefoot, like Fred Flintstone, his toes twinkling, taking off.
Like
Exactly.
smoke shot up from his feet before he ran through the fence.
And I think as he was running across the street, he said, "What'd you say about my mother?"
Maybe he used up all his strength early in his life. Is that what happened, you think?
I don't know.
But I'm pretty sure, going back, thinking about it now, if you had the devil in both ears, Vinny and Cassidy and Tommy Snyder, like on both sides of you, they would convince you to do anything.
It would have been a tough not to do it. Be honest with the two of them, egging you on.
Poor Ernie.
And they run away.
You're a victim, Ernie. You're a victim.
So what I think happened with Ernie is Ernie was like at full height, like at 5. Like he was at full height. He didn't get any taller after 5. So he was sort of like, everybody was the same
5
size.
years old?
Yeah.
Yes.
Everybody was the same size. And then everybody just got bigger. Ernie didn't get any bigger.
I'm always surprised because he didn't have any calcium from his milk that he didn't.
That's true. Well, maybe that's why he didn't get any bigger,
Poor Ernie. All right. Come on.
He had the goat's milk. That's why he was like battering. He drank too much goat's milk.
He'd walk around back.
We're like, Ernie, how's it taste? Bad.
Come on, Bill.
So I noticed that even when I was going through these, and I see how like these the theme of some of these stories, Ernie was a violent guy. So he's very, very angry, very confrontational guy that would come at you. So our good friend Carmine is getting married. Ernie is in the wedding party, and Carmine's planning a trip to Vegas to go on the bachelor party. It's January. Me and Joey are talking, and I really I knew Joey, but we kind of became good friends that summer because we had the share house in the Hamptons, really tight friends. Like I never called Joey on the phone before that, but now we're talking. He's like, "Are you going to Carmine's bachelor party?" I said, "Yeah, I'm going." We take off from work, ready to book a flight. I said, "You know what? Let me call Ernie up and see if Ernie wants to go, right? Because if I'm going to book a flight, I know I'm probably going to have to book it for him too, right?" So I call up Ernie, and Ernie goes, I'm not going. I'm not going to Vegas. I was like, "What do you mean you're not going?" I was like, I'm not going. I'm not going to Vegas. I can't go to Vegas. I was like, "You got to go. You're in the wedding party. How can you not go? Everybody's going, but you're not going to go?" And he goes, "I'm not going." I go, "You're a dick." And I hang up the phone on him. And I'm like, I just can't believe. Now I'm down at my mother's house. Within 5 minutes, there's a knock on the front door. And it's cold out. And Ernie's wearing this hoodlum leather jacket. Like he looks like he's De Niro on the waterfront or something. And I'm standing between the glass door and Ernie. And Ernie looks at me and goes, I go, "I can't believe you're not going." And he goes, "Why don't you come out here and say that?"
Wow.
He came down the block to fight.
He came down the block to fight, Greg.
I come out of the house. His first punch is
What?
deadly.
What?
How about the fighting jacket?
He goes, he's got his, I go, "What do you got your fighting jacket on? What are you, all tough or something like that?" He goes, "Why don't you find out?" So I got very angry and I said, "If I come out the door, I'm going to kill you." Like that. And then Ernie looked at me and he's like, "I don't understand why you're not going." And Ernie just goes, all right, I'll go. You book it for me? So Ernie comes in the house.
Wait, that
Now,
was it?
I had already-
Your face backed him down? That was it? Done?
That was it. So that's like one of those animals in Africa that sort of
You
like
see the size of his head?
puffs up like this, and you get scared. I can't even fight, but whatever I did, it scared him. But so I forgot, Joe. Actually, we had already booked the flight. So we called back the airline, and Ernie calls up, and he's on the phone in my house. He's got his credit card. And then he's talking to them, and I'm just listening. Yeah, I'm going to be on the flight, 8 o'clock, Vegas, whatever. I'd like to sit next to Joey Cassata and William Zebich. So, needless to say, and the more that we're talking about these stories, there was so many stories on that trip alone. Now that I'm talking about it,
forget it.
that I didn't even have on my list. That now I think I have to improvise. If you don't have it,
I figured for sure you would have it, Bill. So I didn't put it. So you can add it.
I think I'm gonna have to take that story too, because that was another Ernest classic.
Oh yes.
So
Fighting jacket, absolutely classic Ernie story right there. Goes down the block, puts on the leather like the Fonz, goes down the block.
Cruise.
Tom Cruise and Billy, Billy's mind. Billy's big head scares him away, and he books the flight. Classic Ernie.
That's it. I made it bigger than it was.
Like a pufferfish, like you said.
Yeah, like that's what I did. A pufferfish.
Yeah, I mean, God, good story. I'm gonna go with. So Ernie kind of gave mine away when he introduced himself today. Billy was involved in this one. We're at the Bordy Barn. Again, I told this story on Top 5 once before. Got to repeat it. We're at the Bordy Barn. And everyone who's ever been at the Bordy Barn in the Hamptons knows it is absolute chaos when the Bordy Barn gets let out. 8 p.m., the barn closes. Everyone gets hurled out like cattle. Everyone is drunk, disgusting cattle. No one knows where they're going. They're just all wandering around like the Walking Dead. Right across the way is a little shopping center where everyone goes for pizza and supermarket. It's just chaos and disgusting. So correct me if I'm wrong, Bill. I think we said we were going over there to meet over there. Is that how it started?
No, so I never really ever made it over there. To be honest, we used to leave earlier than that. But this was your bachelor party, Joe.
Oh, that's right.
So there was nobody but us. So we stayed the whole time.
Right.
And Dean wanted to get pizza.
Right.
And
so we normally we never do this stuff. Normally, when it's just our share house, we would leave a little early, miss the crowd. We would never go over to where everyone else is. We would try to avoid that. But Dean wanted pizza, right? This is a different story. So we all go over there, and we lose Ernie in the herd of animals. Now, and like Billy said before, Ernie's a little guy. Hard to see him in this disgusting herd, and we can't find him anywhere. We're looking down the alleys. We're looking every store. We can't find him anywhere. Finally, I hear someone screaming, Ernie! 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 And I'm like, what? I hear that voice, and that voice is very distinct, and nobody else has the name Ernie. So I hear Ernie! But in my brain, I'm not processing, why would that voice be saying Ernie? Doesn't make sense to me, but I follow it. It works. I follow the voice, and sure enough, Ernie is standing there pointing at himself, Ernie! 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 Like that. Because he knows he can't just scream Joey, Billy, Dean, because there's 100 Joey, Billies, and Deans probably in the Hamptons. He's screaming Ernie and pointing at himself. I'm Ernie! But I don't know how that ridiculous idea worked. It worked. We found him and we rescued him. Am I right, Ern?
That's a great one.
I mean,
oh my God.
Greg, can you picture this? Picture a crowd of hundreds of people hammered out of their minds, wet from beer, disgusting from the Bordy Barn, and this little guy walking around, Ernie! Ernie! And he was nervous to boot, so his voice goes up another octave when he's nervous.
It hits another level.
Oh, it hits another level. He was spitting all over the place.
What year was that?
This wasn't even that long ago. This is 2007, right?
That's pretty long ago, Joe.
No,
Ernie?
No, it's more like 2003
When?
or 4.
Well,
No, when'd you get married?
Billy said it was my bachelor party.
It was. When did you get married?
That was 2007.
That's it, Ern.
Okay, 2007.
So I'm
I
guessing
didn't
cell phones were in a video. What wasn't
No,
big.
but we couldn't take that. No, but you can't. I mean, that was probably the first one we even had cell phones, but we couldn't take cell. You can't take cell phones to the barn; they'd be destroyed.
Well, if you did, they were in like a plastic bag
Yeah.
in your pants anyway, and they didn't have what they have now. But and
This
like
would have been
Joey
all
said,
over the internet.
yeah,
Oh, that would
In
have.
the middle of that.
I mean, don't get me wrong. I'm glad we didn't have video and phones back then because a lot of stuff we did wouldn't have been good. But some of the stuff, if we would have had video of, if I had video of Ernie screaming, "Ernie!" I mean, we could be millionaires off some of the video we would have created.
there definitely would have been a YouTube account with ads on it, and we could have reaped in millions just from playing those old video clips, right? Because it was just some crazy stuff.
All right, Greg, back around to you. Number 3.
I'm gonna stay with the violent theme of Ernie. Punch, running through a fence, and we spoke about it earlier, Billy. We're all drunk coming home from Nostrum Park.
Oh
And
no.
for some godforsaken reason, Ernie decides he's going to throw baby Jesus through someone's front window.
What? Ernie!
And I don't even know, like, there was no violence. We were all hanging out, having a good time. We're walking home, and all of a sudden I just hear the crash, and I knew it was Ernie, and because he had a history of doing certain things, and baby Jesus through someone's front plate glass window. I just want to know what baby Jesus did to you.
Right. Why baby Jesus and whose window was it? It had to be someone you know.
No, it was random.
No, it was the reason why we chose. The reason why I chose that house was because the statue was on their lawn. I'm not gonna carry the statue down the block.
Oh, I mean, that would be ridiculous. You're
He
right.
carries it through the streets over his head.
This is not like the Italian feast.
Yeah, carry the statue on his shoulder.
But
Ernie's
just
walking around. I'm Pontius Pilate.
picture this poor family around Christmas time. They get woken up with baby Jesus in their living room.
Yeah.
Ernie.
Well, I think they put them in the manger too quick, unless it was after.
That's Ernie
calling the
Floyd.
lawyer?
You know, but I think he's got Larkin on the phone. He's calling a lawyer. But you know what, Greg? You're right. Even in my house, when I have my manger out, baby Jesus doesn't go in until Christmas.
So
Maybe you had him out a little early.
Yeah, maybe that was it.
If that's the case, it's okay, Ernie. It's a good story. It's sacrilegious. You can't put baby Jesus out too early.
But there's a guy on my block. He has a big setup. Like he has a rope from his tree for Rudolph, and he's got the old school, heavy, thick, manger.
Yeah, yeah.
It's probably can't even get that because the plastic quality.
They're like almost like porcelain. Some of them like big, heavy.
Yeah, Jesus don't hit manger until Christmas morning. So,
Ernie, was that the lawyer?
We're not mentioning where the house was or anything. I guess it's okay.
Or is that was Ernie's lawyer said? It's okay as long as we don't mention the block, even though I can't imagine a lot of people in our neighborhood went through this. So if anyone's listening and you had baby Jesus come fly through your window around 1980, I don't know, 5. What do we call him? This guy somewhere around that area.
Yeah, I think we're good here. 1980.
Oh, he was born in the year 0, Jesus, so it was somewhere around then.
Ernie, maybe you didn't hear you were speaking to the law firm of Larkin. We were saying maybe it was because baby Jesus was put in the manger too early. Any good Catholic knows he can't go in until Christmas Day.
Certainly, you got it. Whatever you want to say.
So this was a religious matter, and he wanted to teach somebody a lesson. Yeah, everybody knows God was a little cruel.
Yeah, I mean,
I corrected it.
This old Ernie, this violent, strong Ernie, I don't know this person. This is,
and I just realized my number 2 has to deal with violence also.
Yeah, see, he's crazy.
Lord.
Come on, Billy. Number 3.
One I could throw in if we need to
You want to put a substitute there just in case the long arm of the law comes for you?
Well,
I think as long as we speak in generalities, I'm fine.
What generalities? It's a baby Jesus through a window. What do you mean?
I have a feeling Greg's is the next one is going to be very similar.
Uh-oh.
and
I know another one.
honestly, the more that we talk about these, the more the stories come up. This might have to be a top 7. It might just have to be. I'm sorry. I mean,
Well, we'll have plenty of honorable mentions. Don't worry.
if Snyder doesn't show up, it might be a top 7.
There is still a chance, everyone. Don't turn your televisions off. The doctor might be showing up to
The doctor's on the way.
There's rumor has it that he might be on his way and to insert his own top 5. Now, I can't imagine anything on his top 5 list we'll be able to air, Ernie, so don't worry about it.
Understood.
Ah.
Come on, Bill, number 3.
So this one is a classic. So in my house, my room was in the basement. And I think it was like a Tuesday morning, like during the summer or whatever. I think it might have been the summer or something, but there's a knock on my window, and young Ernest is going to be a star. And he knocks on the window and he says, I need $40. I go, what? I need $40. I go, for what? Now my window opens up like a ladder. I don't even have a window that opens up. I'm holding the window like this. I'm like in my underwear, looking up in a t-shirt, looking at Ernie, and he goes, I need $40. I said, what do you need $40 for? Why do you need it now? He goes, I'm going for a screen test. So immediately when I heard that it was a done deal, I had to give him the $40. I give him the $40. He leaves. Who took you to the screen tester? And what was one of the?
Was a girl, right?
Yeah,
I drove, but it was Muchacha Muerta.
Muchacha Muerta came with her, and he comes back hours later, and he's got this gem. And unfortunately, tragically, Ernie lent it to the doctor, and the doctor, I think, taped a Ranger game over it or something, but it's gone forever. So as we watch and we put it in, and Joey and Greg, I don't know if you saw it, but we go
Explain to people Bill, just in case they don't know, and Bill and Greg would know even more than us. Explain what a screen test is.
Greg.
Me?
Oh, you want me to?
No, yeah.
Either
What
one,
is
either
a
one.
screen test?
Well, basically, you just they put Ernie on tape, right? So they call in a bunch of people, and they're looking for commercially acceptable people to put out there and to book commercials. So you go out, and in that day they were filming on VHS. So they had a big VHS camera, and they would give Ernie some copies, some things he would have to read. And he gets in front of the camera, and he would do like a Campbell's commercial or an insurance commercial, or give him just anything to see how he can deliver it, and if he's likable enough to sell the product for them.
So
I mean, and how could this face not be likable enough?
100%. He could have been the face on the goat milk.
yeah, easy. And thank God for us. The product that they asked Ernie to sell was Snackwells. And Ernie has a slight lisp, although in the video he said he doesn't have one. But the woman feeds them a line, and Ernie goes, Snackwells, simply the best. And after he's completed that,
and they're new from Snackwells.
And after the line, the woman says to Ernie, I sense a little bit of a lisp. And he goes, I got no lisp.
I have a lisp. No.
And Joe, do you recall some of the other things? I forget some of the other things that he had.
Well, I do remember when the lady says the line, she goes, Snackwell, simply the best. And they're new from Snackwell. She said it very, coherent and fluent. Ernie's face just went like this. Just like, oh no.
Every word was an S.
He might as well have been Cindy Brady from the Brady Bunch doing she's seashells, whatever the hell it is.
Ern, what else did you do? Did they ask you do different faces, like act surprised and stuff like that?
Yeah.
So even that was like act surprised.
And they would we would freeze it, and we would watch this tape over. This was the greatest piece of film that we've ever seen. Better than any movie, better than stand-up George Carlin or Dice, anything. This was the greatest tape in the history of tape. Great tape in the history of tape.
And I will tell you this. I didn't ask for the $40 back. That's how good this tape was. This was pure gold. This is the best $40 I've ever spent in my entire life.
When she says, I noticed you have a little bit of a list, but he goes, no, not really. She goes, oh, well, where do you work right now? Making. And you could almost, the woman, can you imagine this woman doing these commercials with Ernie? Ernie, what else? So I know it was all the expressions, obviously the Snackwell commercial. What are we forgetting something? Because we haven't seen it in a long time.
Well, the other one was Crest.
Crest. Yeah.
And I vaguely remember when he came back and we watched it, and I could be wrong with this, but I said, well, what's next? I got to take headshots. It's like $1,200.
Billy, you got $1,200?
You got $1,200. I draw the line at 40.
But seriously, Ernie, God, if we could find this tape, this thing was pure gold. How many hours? I mean, he would lend it out like the Stanley Cup. He gave it to me. I would watch it with my mom. She would cry on the floor laughing. It would be passed around from, and I don't even know why nobody had 2 VHSs even to copy it. It would just be passed around from house to house like the Stanley Cup until finally fucking doctor got it and he ruined it. He lost it.
Yeah, something happened. Hopefully, somewhere down the line, the doctor's family, somebody moves or they're cleaning things out and they find it, because maybe it's around somewhere. Because I would think they would almost, I was surprised that if it did get taped over, because you would think they'd poke out that little black
There's
thing.
no way it was taped. There was no way. No way someone taped over that.
Yeah.
They knew how valuable it was. It's sitting in his sister's house somewhere, buried with the old playground tapes, I think.
What was on the tape itself? Was it just a blank tape handwritten, or was there like a sticker on it?
I don't think anything was written on it.
I think we wrote Ernie's screen test on it, didn't we?
Probably had to be something
Yeah,
on it, because Ernie was able to find it. And he had 50 million VHS tapes in his house.
But Ernie, I do feel like it was a special label. Like it wasn't just like a Memorex tape or TDK or something back then. It was I remember the label looking something from the screen test place, Greg.
Yeah, I think it would probably have it.
And he used to keep it in the box of all the Headbangers Balls that he would record 80 hours of videos from MTV, so we could watch later on in the house.
Greg, maybe you can go into the archives, go into like the actors' archives, and see if there's people have heard of this screen test floating around. Maybe somebody is like in the the tape trader circuit. Maybe someone's got a copy of this.
Sure, it's out there.
I'm sure that whoever that
has anyone Googled actor list audition?
No, I'm doing it right now. Go ahead. So what are we gonna say, Ernie?
You know for a fact that woman shared that tape with her friends. For
100%. That wasn't the only tape that left the building that day.
That's it. So Ernie probably signed his rights away. It's probably big in Australia. That people, we know that tape
from. It's the Snackwell's guy.
It's a Snackwell.
That's why they like this podcast so much.
Oh. God. You know what? It really was so funny. I don't doubt that if it really got out and this woman shared it with people, this thing, if it was the internet age, this thing would have went viral. That's how good it was.
Now it's just a story.
Yeah, unfortunately.
Another story that Tommy the doctor destroyed.
Yeah, another great.
Another dream crushed by the doctor.
All right. God, I'm looking through my list. What?
This is so hard. It's so hard.
All right, I'm gonna go with another Hampton story. So I actually cleared this with Billy just to make sure this wasn't on his list. So we're in the Hamptons. Again, obviously, we're in the Hamptons. We have a summer house every summer in the Hamptons. We're drinking all day and stuff by the pool. I believe it's Sunday now, and we're all getting ready to go home. But before we go home, someone's making strawberry daiquiris, right, Bill?
Yeah.
Was it you?
I think it was
one of the girls.
I would think it was Shay or
Patty, maybe someone, right?
Dirty Patty.
Yeah,
Patty.
Dirty Patty, great.
Yeah.
And Muchacha Moeta from the other story. Great
Peppermint Patty.
people. So Patty's making strawberry daiquiris. Early in the Sunday afternoon, we're all by the pool and stuff, but we're kind of getting ready to go home. But hey, you want a daiquiri? You want a daiquiri? You want a daiquiri? We start to drink our daiquiris. Of course, we're starting to feel better. Manny's there. Manny Mexico's there. And he's drinking the daiquiris too. And he starts to, I think, suggest maybe hanging out. Hey, maybe we'll go to the barn today. The Bordy Barn was always on Sundays. But we had no plans on going, right? We were going home that day, correct?
We were going home, and after a few drinks, for like the 80th time that summer, Manny was quitting his job and going to the barn. He goes, I quit.
I quit.
I quit.
So we decided, you know what? The hell with it. We're going. We're staying over. We're going to the barn on Sunday. Drinking the daiquiris. Okay, we all decide to shower to get ready to go out. Ernie's in the shower. All of a sudden we have Billy. Like we thought we don't know what, he's dying. Someone killed him, like The Shining. Something happened to him in the shower, right? Screaming, top of his lungs, Billy.
So
again, something's wrong.
Just
ahead, Bill.
before that, my luck with the ladies was not very good at that time. And there is some woman who's sort of semi-interested in me. And we're having this conversation, earshot from where the shower is. And she hears this
Something,
panic,
Billy, something's wrong.
panicked scream. So I get up, I go in. It's very uncomfortable. He's got a towel wrapped around him.
Billy's got to go to this girl. I'm sorry, my male friend needs to be in the shower.
Yeah, he needs to be in the shower. So I have to leave. And sadly, she wasn't a person in the house itself. It was a friend of a friend, and she left shortly thereafter, and I never saw her again.
Yeah, we never saw her again.
But never saw her ever again. But as I go into the shower, Ernie's like this with. I go, what's the matter?
He's screaming, I'm bleeding.
He goes, I'm bleeding. I go, you're not bleeding. I'm bleeding. It's all red. It's all red. Screaming at me like that. I go, Ernie, those are the daiquiris.
The strawberry daiquiris, Ernie, making your tongue red. Oh, is that what it is? Oh,
Okay. It was like one of those. It was like one of those TV shows. He's like, it was like Guild and the Radar. Never mind.
Poor Billy. Who was that girl, Billy? What was her name?
I don't even know. That was it.
That wasn't Nicole. Not Horace's Nicole.
No,
right?
no.
Okay.
No.
Oh God.
Whoa,
No.
Ernie, calm down.
Oh. Probably one of the most attractive humans I've ever seen in my entire life.
Wait, her or the daiquiri girl?
No, the Nicole girl.
We'll try to get a picture. We'll post her.
But yeah, so she was. But
She could have
anyway,
been the house that Ernie threw the baby Jesus through. Who knows?
yeah, who knows? Who knows? But Ernie, took care of that.
Yep. So my number 3, strawberry daiquiris, blood in the shower. All right, Greg, back to the violence.
Well, it's
Here we
kind of
go.
funny because it's the same scream, but years prior to it. I'm in my house watching probably college football, and I hear this noise outside my house, and it's getting closer, and it's screaming my mother's name, and it turned out to be Robert, Ernie's brother. And he comes flying into the house, trips over the door, rolling on the ground, screaming, and I killed him. And me and my mother are like, who'd you kill? Ernie, I killed Ernie. I killed him, man. I killed him. We're like, what did you do? Ernie? Like he couldn't speak. He couldn't get his words together. So we run out of my house. He's two houses over. And as soon as we get out of my house, I could hear the screaming like someone was being slaughtered. So in my mind, he stabbed him in the chest or did something. Ernie's me and my mother and Bocce came pulling up at the time. Gets out of the car and is like, what the fuck? What is that? And it's like, come on, I don't know. We go running in the house. And it looks like there was like a wrestling match took place. The chair's knocked over, the couch is over here, and Ernie's laid out in the middle of the living room, screaming, "It's broken! It's broken!" And he's completely laid out, and we look at him, and he had a cramp in his hamstring.
Funny though.
Well,
Painful.
Ernie,
He's like, "I can feel it. It's the bone sticking out."
Oh, sticking.
And Bachi's going, "It's a fucking cramp. It's a cramp." And he's like, "Let me." And he's like, "Don't touch me. Don't touch me."
Ernie had an ear-piercing scream when he was injured. And I think, and no matter his mother's intuition could hear this screams from them all around the neighborhood. His mom would be there in seconds. Like
no mother's intuition. It was so high pitched, it was like a dog whistle.
That's true.
She heard it.
So apparently, him and Robert got into a fight, and Ernie must have like lunged at him and got a cramp, pulled a cramp. Was your first cramp ever, right?
No, I mean, who knows? Maybe. I don't know.
Oh,
the bone sticking out. Don't look.
Yeah, it's sticking out. I can feel it. Oh, but I was never so. I was so scared when I went to that house. Like I didn't know what because Robert couldn't speak. He's like, and he didn't follow us. He was still laying in my house.
You would have found pieces of Ernie around the house. There's heads over there.
I think Robert clocked me, punched me in the fight.
It brings me back to like other times.
I think you said you went over the chair because it was obvious it was a fight. So it was pretty funny.
You and Robert had some pretty good dust ups, I recall, like playing games, and you were fighting him one time. Robert was hanging onto the door frame, sticking his head, screaming at me as I was playing Summer Olympics on Commodore 64, and I was doing really well. And I look over and I'm trying to play the game, and Robert's like, "Billy, help me! Help me!" And Ernie just yanks him away from the door, and you see Robert's hands go sliding down the door. But I couldn't help him because I was doing so good in summer games, so I had to finish.
You had to throw the javelin before.
Yes, it was hard, right? I nailed the javelin throwing the dot.
Yeah.
And I had to keep on going. I was like going to win the gold medal. So
Ernie's developing a pattern here with these stories. I think Ernie exaggerates a little bit when he's uncomfortable and pain. Am I hearing this, Ern?
I don't react well to pain. I think I'm allergic to pain as well.
Not just pain, because my number one is the most outrageous reaction to anything I've ever seen.
Oh my God. I can't wait. Billy, we're back to you. Oh, no, wait. Yes, we're back to you, Billy, right?
All right. So
number two.
This is definitely a story that should be told, but I'm afraid that Greg might have this one.
I don't have it.
You have no more violent stories?
No, it was just me and Ernie on my last one.
All right. And then I don't know if Snyder would have this one.
From someone's basement?
No, but like speaking of all the violence that we're having, this is like triggered a story that I remember this one. But all right, I'm going to go with this one. If Snyder has it, too bad for him being late. But we as a group of kids, we did have a lot of fights amongst us, right? There was a decent amount of fisticuffs, between all of us. And Ernie unfortunately got picked on a lot, more than everybody else. But, he held his own sometimes in, fights. So Tommy would pick on Ernie. Like one summer, I think they fought. How many days are in the summer? That's how many fights they had, right? and let's say 80 days during the summer, you'd say. Yeah. Snyder at this point is 70-0, right? He's 70-0. He's won every fight against Ernie. And out of nowhere, I think we were in your living room, Greg. Yeah. And Tommy says something. They start fighting. Ernie throws like a wicked punch, tags Tommy on the jaw, and knocks him out.
Yes.
Down goes Snyder.
Yes.
Snyder hits the floor. Ernie's like looking at his fist like he can't believe what he did, like out of a movie. And he looks at all of us and he's like, "What should I do?" And we were like, "He's going to get up. Run!" Ernie turns around and busts out the door. I don't know where he ran to, but he just took off running. Snyder eventually comes through. He starts to come through. And he's like, what happened? Ernie knocked you out. And then Snyder goes, what? Ernie knocked me out. And if memory serves me, Tommy got up and tried to go run out looking for him, but Ernie had at least a 5-minute head start. But this just goes along with the
right? Kerry got in front of him.
Yeah, we were like, listen, Tom, you one loss isn't going to hurt you.
You're 70-1. Relax. You get
right. It's like
you
get
70, your revenge tomorrow in tomorrow's fight.
70-1. I know you want to go for the perfect season, but it's okay. As long as you win the championship, you'll be fine. So
what happened next day? Right back at it. Ernie's losing streak continued.
Well, Tommy would just they would argue over the stupidest things. I never forget one time. This lasted for a good half hour. Tommy took Ernie's garbage pail cups, and he was just walking around going woo woo all over. He walked around 3 blocks with Ernie's garbage pail covers, and Ernie followed him the whole time, saying, "Put those back, put those back." And Tommy just kept on going woo, woo, with the garbage pail covers for a good 30 minutes. They walked around the block. Tommy's just going woo woo. So this is like it was the summer. We got nothing to do. You know what I mean? We didn't have the internet, so this was a good half hour of entertainment for the rest of us. It was like I just couldn't believe they stuck with it so long. Ernie kept on saying, "Put them back," and Tommy just walking out this college.
You know what? I'm just realizing. I'm remembering now. Tommy really was the bully on the block.
Yeah, I have to say. I was up to a point. I was a little bullyish too. Now that I recall things to a point, and then it's sort of 7th grade. I think I sort of leveled off.
Well, no, Bill. I think you're wrong about the little part.
What? I wasn't. Was I? I don't think I was a big bully, but maybe I was. I don't know. I know I was the first one to punch somebody in the face. I don't know if that meant anything. You remember Tommy? Like me and Tommy had a fight, and I punched him in the face. It was so funny because those fights up to them were belly shots. Right? That's what you have, like in each other's stomach. And then I hit Tommy in the face, and then it's like, "Oh, you want to hit in the face, do you? Huh? You want to hit in the face?" And then we spent about 5 minutes of, "You want to hit in the face? Oh, we want to hit in the face. Let's hit the face." And no one hit each other. We talked about it.
It's like the rules from Anchorman.
Yeah. You want to do that? You want to do that?
I was just thinking the same thing, Ernie. The Anchorman scene when they say, "Well, no hitting in the face." Well, of course, we're not animals.
But yeah, it was pretty. It was.
Tommy, remember the Yellow Jack thing, Ernie?
Yeah.
That Snyder bully. So, Snyder made Ernie cry because it was a bee in a bush, and he was like, "What do you want? You go get the ball?"
Yeah.
Over the yellow jacket.
And he was like, "But there's a yellow jacket there." Ernie started screaming.
You remember Tommy with the chicken invaders?
Yeah.
Right after I got chicken pox, he was doing like Space Invaders.
Tommy made me cry because he told me I had a booger in my ear.
Yeah.
What?
And we also locked you in the shed with the Captain Crunch lock. That was the other
claustrophobic to this day because of that.
Well, we have so many stories. I mean,
if someone locks you in a shed, you just assume that you're locked in. You don't actually try to kick the door down, right? Like, I'm locked here. I got to conserve energy. I never tried to kick the door open. It was a plastic lock. I could have kicked my way out.
I'm not sure if a normal kid processes it like that and goes, "Well, I got to conserve my energy. I'm locked in here."
You're locked in the shed when you're 6 years old. 5 minutes, you're thinking, "What am I going to do for food?"
So, I know there's water because it was a watershed.
Yeah, we go well. And when me and Tommy ran around the house, came back and we undid the Captain Crunch lock. and Greg busted down, like he knocked us over like this, and he ran home. He truly was petrified. It was. I mean, we didn't think about it. We just thought it was funny locking somebody in the shed for like
Billy. Very
probably for like 45 seconds to run around the house.
But Joey, now that I think about it, he was a little bit of a bully.
Right. I mean, just to recap what we've heard already tonight, Tommy, the people that we have on top 5, Tommy and Billy locked you in the shed, which caused your claustrophobia for the rest of your life.
Uh-huh.
And Ernie, upon meeting you for the first time, punched you square in the face.
Yes.
Right. Nice friends.
I don't know why I moved on to that block.
Yeah.
What a nice block.
Good price for the house.
It must have been.
And I heard the people who moved out fled. They didn't just move.
Yeah.
They took a cut on the price of the house to get away.
They gave their firstborn. Oh, that was bad.
Oh.
Oh, I don't need. This is so hard. I'm looking at this list. I don't know where to go next.
My number 2 and 1 are solid. I don't have to jump around here. So my number 2, Ernie and I go to a video store in the neighborhood. They're closing out. There's a closeout sale, Captain Video, right, Ernie?
Yeah.
On Utica. We go to Captain Video to get some movies and whatever else we can get. Closing out sale. So we're driving down. We're coming back off there. We turn onto Flatbush right near Turtle Shell over there. And we're at the light. And there's no cars around. We're just at the light. We're not thinking anything of it. And we look over to our left on the other side of the street going that way. And there's one of those dollar vans upside down, smoking. I don't know how we didn't hear it. It must have been right as we pulled up because it just happened. Like it was still quiet. No one was screaming. Nothing was happening. We looked at it. We couldn't even process it. And then we saw people struggling to get out. Me and Ernie bust out of the car. We run over to the van. We're literally pulling people out of the van. Blood, they're hurt, pulling everyone out, rescuing these people from this van. Ernie's screaming, crying because he thinks the van is going to blow up. Because he sees too many movies. As soon as there's a car accident, he's screaming, the van is going to blow up. Pulling people out. Now a couple other people have come over to help us too. We have to lift the van. Ernie's still screaming because he's going to blow up. He's literally crying at this moment. But he's still, I'll give him credit, he was still helping. He was petrified, but we were still helping all the people. We literally have to lift the van. Turns out there was actually a tragedy. Someone actually died. Someone got crushed under the van, but we got everyone else out of the van. Heroes, right? We rescued a lot of these people. Ernie puts his jacket on one of the victims. You know, they're bleeding. Right out of Seinfeld. This is literally right out of Seinfeld, this part of the story. It's a 2-part story. Puts the jacket on one of the victims. The victims gets put in an ambulance. And Ernie has asthma, in addition to all his other ailments, has asthma. And he starts screaming, I need my asthma pump. He's struggling breathing. He needs his asthma pump. His asthma pump is in his jacket in the ambulance with the person who just got hurt, keeping them warm.
This is a Seinfeld story.
Yes, it's right out of Seinfeld. Has to go to the ambulance, the doctor and the driver and the EMTs. Excuse me, I need my jacket back. It's got my puffer in there. So they have to take this jacket off this poor girl who's suffering from who knows what kind of injuries to get Ernie his jacket to get him his pump. That's number 1. Everything calms down. The ambulances take everyone away. We go home. We go our separate ways. It was a pretty traumatic experience. It was, but we helped a lot of people that day. We felt good about it. Well, Ernie felt a little better than I did because Ernie decides he's going back to the scene of the crime later that night because of the news vans that are now there covering the story. So Ernie goes back, possibly has his fighting jacket on to look handsome, goes back and is being interviewed by all the New York news stations. NBC, ABC, PIX, WOR, all the New York news stations are there interviewing the hero who saved the day, Ernie. So they're interviewing Ernie. Oh, Mr. Lamonti, please tell us. I'm sorry, I won't say that. Ernie, please tell us what happened. What tell us about what went on here. Well, yeah, I pulled up to the light. I was definitely by myself, and I pulled up to the light. I saw the van turned over, and I jumped into action. And I rescued all the people. Ernie, you did this all by yourself? Yes, I did it all by myself. Never mentions me, never mentions anyone else that was involved that day. Took all the hero credit for himself, by himself and had the balls to tell us all about it. You guys watch me. I'm on the news tonight. I'm going to be on the news. And I'm thinking, great, he's on the news. He's going to mention what happened. Me and my friend Joey, we jumped into action. We rescued these people. Nope. Never even mentioned me. Actually said he was by himself.
I think
all of the turtle shell was watching because I was at the Jet playoff game that day. And when I got back with Vinny, everybody we walked into the bar and the Jets won. So we come into the bar and we're like ready to party. And the whole bar, everyone's just sitting there drinking, not talking to themselves because the person died in the thing and they kind of screwed them up. But they were all out there helping to turn over the van and everything. And then I watched later on the news channel and it's Ernie. I lifted up the van by myself.
I lifted it up. You lifted the van by yourself? Yes, I did it.
I think Ernie stopped to get a haircut on the way back up.
I think so too.
See on the news.
I think you're right. His mom put him like a little bow tie on him. Probably he was probably all dressed up.
A cape.
He got his shoes shined.
Put a cape on. The
Big
son of
E
a
on the
bitch.
back.
Never even mentioned me. Never mentioned anyone that came out of Turtle Shell to help. Any of the other bystanders that came out to help. Never said anything. I think actually 2 people died. I think the driver of the one car and someone got crushed under the van as well.
I'm reading the story now on the New York Times.
Wow. What was the date, Greg?
January 11th, 1999.
Wow. Oh, I would have thought it was earlier than that. Shit.
Yeah. Yeah, so there's got to be news. We have to be able to find that interview of him.
Yes, please. Let's make that a point to try to find that tonight.
Ernie, did you lend that tape to Tommy too? I mean, you didn't record that?
Oh, he definitely recorded it.
Though those tapes went in the vault, the special vault to house VHS tapes to preserve them for a million years.
You want to know that day is so imprinted in my life that I could tell you why we didn't hear the accident. What we were blasting in the car was Howard Stern. We recorded interviewing some guys that were really militant talking, and he was playing the Empire Strikes Back music in the background.
Yes, that was yes. Oh my God, you're right. But it was so weird because we pulled up and no one had heard it yet. No one was out yet, and we just looked over like, huh, that's weird. What the hell? And we jumped out of we couldn't believe what we were looking at. It must have just happened, right?
Yeah, but that's why we didn't hear it. We had the speakers and the woofers in my trunk.
That's on Ernie's resume. Athlete / hero / Mary Chucker or Jesus Chucker.
And he took down Newer Dugashovas.
By the way, my wife does say that when we first started talking on the phone, one of the first phone calls I mentioned, do you know I'm a hero?
Yes.
He's not lying. He's not lying. He used to tell everyone the story, and every time he told the story, he would always leave me out. It wasn't just in the news. I was non-existent.
Unbelievable.
It's crazy because I'm reading the New York Post article on it, and it was an 18-year-old that was driving the dollar van, and he stated that he was distracted by loud music.
No, you better shut up. You better shut the hell up. You got me nervous there for a second. Holy shit. Forward us the story, Greg, if you really have that in front of you. Forward us that link.
That's great.
All right. I don't know how we're here already. I figured this episode was going to be 9 hours. But
well, Greg, 1 second. If you find that, look for the screen test.
I'm a screen test and an actor. I'm a hero and an actor.
Well, that's what made him think, after seeing himself on ABC News, I could do this for a living.
You know what? You might be right. That might have led directly to the screen test, Billy.
Yeah,
it could have been. He got a taste.
Screen test was first.
Oh, okay. He got a taste. He's always been looking for like the celebrity side, right?
I was able to lift that man all by myself. Snackwell snacks.
I lifted Snackwell gave me the power, and then knew for Snackwell.
Every day after that, he would drive around the neighborhood. When he heard a siren, he'd go pulling up to see if anybody need help over here.
You need my help, officer?
How many times did you drive by the scene that day to see if they were when the news vans were getting there? Tell the truth.
No comment.
He had tea with honey in case he had to speak.
Walking around, he had Crest in his pocket.
And I did it all with a smile, thanks to Crest.
Look how white his teeth are.
You conveniently forgot to tell the news reporters how you had to take the jacket off that poor girl to get your pump.
Joe, give it thumbs up. All right.
I don't know how we got here, but we are at our number ones.
I know how we got here. Tommy's not here yet.
Good point.
That's exactly right.
Let's recap what Greg has. Number 5. First meeting Ernie. First time ever. Punch in the face. Number 4. That fence over there said something about your mother, Ernie. What are you going to do about it? And Ernie attacked the fence and destroyed the fence. Number 3, of course, baby Jesus through the window. Number 2, Robert kills Ernie. No, wait, it's just a cramp. Greg, your number 1 Ernie story of all time. What do you got?
All right. The fact that this man is still alive at 53 is amazing. He got his license pretty early on, before me. He's a little bit older than me. But he wasn't the best car driver for a couple of years.
No.
So this one time, it's kind of two. I'm going to put them together. The first time I got in the car with Ernie, we drove to the corner of Madison Place, and he wanted to make a right turn. And instead of putting the signal on for the right, he put the car in reverse.
We are
Started going backwards. So what are you doing? It's like, I'm making it right.
I forgot about that. Oh my God.
And those cars had the L for low, so I guess he thought that was going to be the left. I don't know.
Yep.
But that's just that was his first day with him in the car. This one day we're just driving around, and we end up on Flatbush and Kings Highway. And he's like, I got to get gas. I got to put gas in the car. So there was that gas station by Dunkin' Donuts on Flatbush and Kings Highway. So we go pulling in. We pull into the gas station, and they have the air hose out to alert the guy inside that someone's pulled up. So Ernie pulls up, and just his front tires go over this air hose, and you're ding, ding. And Ernie like slams on the brake, puts the car in park, runs out of the car. I'm like, what the hell is he doing? Reaches on he starts pulling that, like it's like 50 feet long. He starts pulling it, and he throws it back in the car and takes off. I go, Ernie, what the fuck are you doing? He's like, I think I broke it. Did you hear the sound it made? Did you hear it? Oh my God, I think I broke it.
Oh my God. I never heard that story.
I didn't know that story either. That is a great one. Ernie, you know this one?
Going, it's too late, the guy that you're there. He's like, no, I broke it.
Oh my God. That is great.
Wow. Ern, any
Remember
comments?
that, Ernie?
it did make a noise.
I cannot believe that you got out and pulled the hose. Like Greg said, it's a long hose. I mean, it stretches all the way across the thing.
Well, I don't understand. You thought you broke the thing you ran over, or your car? What did you think you broke?
I think the hose. I thought it was the gas hose, I think.
Oh my God.
I'm going to blow up again.
Oh,
Like before.
God almighty.
oh.
Jesus Christ. Good one, Greg. Hold on. What are we...
He was so nervous, and he took off. We learned later how well he could drive when he needs to.
Oh, well, if the doctor doesn't join us, we'll finish with that story, Greg. And Billy, you can tell it, okay?
Yeah.
All right, Bill, we're back to you. Let's see what your number 1 is. But first, let's recap. Number 5, kill the man with the ball. The death of Noor Degasama. What's his name again?
Noah the
Well, there's no way. We've definitely concealed Noah's name because there's no way anybody's going to figure out who he is when Joe is saying it.
Number 4, the fighting jacket when Ernie tried to confront Billy. Number 3, this really might be number 1 overall, the screen test. Snackwells, and they're new from Snackwells. You ever lisp? No. Number 2, Billy. What's your number 2 again? I don't think I wrote it. What's your
Oh, it
number
was
2?
the when Ernie knocked out Tommy.
Oh yes, Ernie punching Tommy in the face to go 1 and 70 that summer,
1 and
right?
70. Ernie ruined Tommy's undefeated season.
I killed the monster.
Bill, your number 1 Ernie story of all time is
So this is along the lines of everything that is Ernie, right? As far as wanting fame, wanting everybody to know everything. So we go to Las Vegas. We have a great time on the plane. We're drinking. We're at the airport at 8 o'clock in the morning. We're having drinks. We're playing Trivial Pursuit. People in the plane are playing with us. We're so drunk and so loud. Ernie's reading out the questions. People like in the 5th row back is yelling out answers. We get to the hotel, and conveniently our rooms are not ready, and we're told that we could go over to the casino if you'd like, and we'll call you when your rooms are ready. I am not a gambler. I don't gamble. I don't really, just there for the fun. Ernie and Joey are there, and they sit down at a blackjack table. And it's $100 a hand blackjack table.
There were no other tables open.
There were no other tables open.
Wait. I don't know this story, but I have to stop you there. Ernie and Joey go to a blackjack. All I'm thinking is Tom Cruise and
Rain Man.
That's what it was like. It was right out of a movie because all the blackjack tables, they set it up perfect, Greg. They told, I'm sorry, guys, your rooms are not ready. Why don't you go to the casino for a little while? They went like this, and we looked. There's a row of blackjack tables, and they're all taken, all busy. And at the very end, not in the row, like in the aisle, on the aisle, there's like this glowing table waiting for just me and Ernie. We said, all right,
it's got arrows pointing. Joey and Ernie, come here.
Come here.
So they proceed to sit down, and the pit boss's name just happens to be Billy. And he just comes walking over right off the bat. Guys, could I get you a drink? Joey gets a Heineken. I forgot what you got, Ernie. Ernie gets a drink. They proceed 5 hands, lose straight out. Lost. Down 500.
But not even close. Like bang. Within a minute or two, we're down 1,000.
How fast they deal, right? They take the coin, boom. It
was like Chevy Chase in Vegas Vacation.
Ernie's face was utter. Again, wish we had cameras. We maybe get the cameras from the casino. He was just, and he wouldn't say anything. He's sitting there, and the guy comes over, and Joey yells out, "Billy, where's my $500 Heineken?" Right. So Ernie is mortified. He's mortified. Joey goes, he's laughing. He goes,
what are we going to do?
One more earn? He goes, well, if Billy will lend me money, right? I give Ernie $100. They turn it around. They walk away from the table with $1,700 each.
Wow.
Each. We go back to the room.
We were on top of the world because it's not only that we're up 17, we were just down 500 immediately. We had no more cash on us. That was it.
$2,200 swing in a sense because they walked away with $1,700. Right. So it wasn't just $1,700. They're giddy as schoolgirls. Our room finally is ready after they're on a hot streak. They come over. Oh, guys, your room is ready.
No, we're good.
As they're winning. So a deal is made. We get the code for the safe. The money is put into the safe.
The chips. I don't even think we had money yet. Just chips, though, right?
No. I think he got.
Did we cash in? Okay.
I think he got some cash.
Okay.
And a deal is made that they will not gamble without each other. So
nobody's allowed to gamble by themselves. We don't want anyone going down and gambling by themselves. Always got to bring a partner, especially me and Ernie, because we just won this money.
right? So they're talking about it. They go down a little bit later. Carmine shows up, lose a little bit, but that's all right. Still up a lot. Ernie is on the phone. Baby, you're not gonna believe it. You're not gonna believe it. I won $1,700. $1,700. He's going all telling her about it. He's all happy. Lose a little bit more, trickles out. I think it was like the third night. All of us are sitting in the room, and Ernie goes, "I'm hungry. I'm gonna go down to the buffet. Does anybody want anything?" So we give them like $20 each we give them like, just get like burgers, whatever you're gonna get.
Yeah, sandwich, anything. He orders sandwiches, whatever it was, right?
Right. So Ernie goes down and he's gone for a while, right? He comes back to the room.
But wait, he places the order of this for the sandwiches.
Right. Well, that's true.
The guy tells them, "Oh, you ordered like 25 sandwiches. It's going to be half an hour, 45 minutes."
Right. So
what does Ernie do for 45 minutes? He got a little time to kill, a little money burning a hole in his pocket.
So the mistake he made was he took the money from the safe because he thought he needed to pay for the food. He's got time to kill, as Joey just said. He comes back to the room, maybe half hour, 45 minutes later, with no food.
Right? All the money.
We're starving. Where's the sandwiches?
Greg, not only did he lose the money, as he said, I said, "Where's our food? We gave you money for it." I lost it. I go, "What?" And he goes, "A matter of fact, I lost another 500 I took out from the ATM machine."
He lost his 1,700. He lost another 5 that he took out from the ATM, and all of our food money in 45 minutes.
And then I asked him, I was like, "How much money did you have?" He goes, "The ATM machine is really weird." I go, "What do you mean? It's got like, take out 20, take out 50, give it to me all, baby." And I pushed the give it to me all, baby button. So, needless to say, sheepishly, "Baby, it's gone."
Honey, I lost it all.
I lost it all. And then that night, we were going out.
Have you ever gambled again, Ernie?
No, I don't think so.
No.
You don't understand, Greg. He was like an addict. He was like, his eyes were bulging out of his head. It's like Snyder eyes all the time. And he was fiending. He got that rush when he won the 1,700. He was drooling every time he went near those tables. And he finally had this opportunity because we ordered the sandwiches and he had to wait for them. And he got destroyed. Ernie, we don't even know. Did you play like at a big table? What did you play at? Or you just were betting a lot?
I was there was nobody else at this table. It was like early in the morning, but I don't even remember what we were betting. You know the food? They made the food. I couldn't go back and get it. I couldn't show my face or pay for it. I just didn't go back in that room.
He never even got the food because he couldn't get that money.
Greg, we were starving, Greg. We were all like, oh.
When I hear that story, I picture Ernie. You ever see Chevy Chase in Vegas Vacation when they go to the offset casinos and they're like, guess a number. 3, no 4. Just like all the weird games that Ernie was was playing anything he could just to get that gamble fix. You know what? I forget. Like odds or evens? Odds, no evens.
It's like when on Friends when they play cups. Chandler makes up the game cups, and that's not the first time he's like come back without food. Just a quick little side note to that: we go to the Hamptons with our wives at the time. We order food. The food comes. We are hammered and drunk. We're in our rooms. Ernie answers the door. The guy's got the food. He's got no money. No, the guy knocks on the door with the food. Oh, yeah. Ernie doesn't have any money, so he just doesn't answer the door, right? So like half hour later, we're all like come out of the rooms like, "Oh, where's the food?" "Oh, I didn't pay for it." What?
I sent them away.
I sent them away. What do you mean you sent them away? Well, I didn't really send them away. I just didn't answer the door. So Ernie, and there's a lot of reoccurring earning things going on here, right?
Really, I don't know how. I actually forgot the Vegas story.
Yeah.
I'm so glad it's your number one because it is incredible.
We went, like I said, I felt bad. So that night we were going to go out and Ernie was like, I can't go out. I got the money. So I was like, look, I'll I didn't gamble. So I will lend you money to go out because I had all my money still left over, except for that gentleman's establishment that Babels took us to.
I don't know what you're talking about.
I there was some squandered winnings on a roulette table that ended up.
Oh yeah, that's
Black.
right.
Ended up there.
24 black.
24 black.
Billy, where'd all the money go? The girl said she was going to college and needed help with her tuition. So
great one. All right. So let me recap mine. I got a doozy. Number 5. Something's wrong. Trying to lift the TV. He didn't get a hernia, he just had the fart. Number 4, Ernie lost, yelling Ernie, pointing at himself. Ernie! Ernie! Number 3, blood in the mouth. Nope, just strawberry daiquiris, Ernie. Number 2, the hero rescue from the van. Ernie takes all the credit, of course, on all the New York news stations. All right, my number 1. Now, this is a famous story. I must have told this story maybe 100 times in my life. Definitely told it on this show before. One word. The name of the story is Applesauce. Applesauce! So we're in Florida. We've established Ernie has he's allergic to dairy products. So most of the time he's okay when he's out because he reads the labels, he does this, he does that. But every once in a while he'll eat something he doesn't realize that has something that he's allergic to. And when this happens, his face blows up, his tongue is off, it gets like this, and he starts to really get scared. He needs his medicine. We go to, we were out drinking, and him and Doctor go to 7-Eleven, and I think they get hot dogs, right? Ernie, hot dogs from 7-Eleven?
It was chili dogs, and it was me and Balls.
You and Balls, Bobby Balls, getting chili dogs from 7-Eleven. Now, he can't read the label of the buns that are at 7-Eleven because who the hell knows what they use? He decides, doesn't matter, he's going to eat them, he's starving, he's drunk, he's eating them. By the time he gets back to our hotel, Snyder's coming in a second too.
No, I thought it was Snyder, but it was Michael Leone.
So they get back to the room. Ernie is screaming, I'm already there, screaming, Applesauce, Applesauce. He's spitting everywhere, flipping out, screaming, coming in, barging into the room, tearing his luggage and all of our luggage apart, screaming, Applesauce. Now, he's not saying anything else but applesauce. Screaming, higher pitched than I've ever heard him, lisp, spit flying everywhere. Ernie, oh my God, are you okay? What? He needs applesauce. We think he's having an allergic reaction. We know Ernie. We're already prepped on this. He needs the applesauce. That's the cure. We don't know what the fuck is wrong with Ernie. Applesauce is going to cure him. He's screaming for applesauce. We think this is the medicine that will help our friend save his life, right? We're ripping apart the whole freaking room. Where's his applesauce? Where's his applesauce? Screaming, flipping out, trying to find this applesauce. He's proceeding. He's vomiting everywhere. He's opening up drawers. Vomit coming everywhere. He's having this reaction, screaming applesauce. He finally, 20 minutes, he finds the applesauce. The little baby freaking travel applesauces, right? Gets the applesauce, opens the lid, that little tin lid. He pulls the lid off, takes out a pill this big, the size of a tip of a pin, puts it in his mouth, and takes a spoon of the applesauce and puts it on the pill because he can't swallow a pill unless he has applesauce. He's got the pill the whole time. He can't swallow it without applesauce. Almost dies because he won't even attempt to chew the pill. Even if you can't swallow it, chew it. This big pill, can't swallow it, screaming for his applesauce that he needs to help swallow the pill. No cure in the applesauce. He had the cure all along.
That story, because so many people were there. Like Ricky Lumberg was there with you guys, right? He went to Florida with you guys. I remember him telling that story with the applesauce, as well as, God, how many other people have told that?
Oh, forget it.
I think the great things about these stories is everybody's imitation of Ernie's voice. That's so funny. Applesauce!
All right, so before we do any honorable mentions, the doctor has shown up from the grave, wherever he is, from the bar, whatever it is. Let's get
You're letting him in?
Yeah, let's let him in. Let's do a quick doctor's top 5. Bing, 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 bing. Right to get these.
All right, everybody grab something. Hold on. He's coming in.
Coming.
Hold
Here
on.
he is.
Why is the house shaking?
Oh boy.
I see his name. There he is, the doctor.
Good evening.
Good evening. Ho, 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 ho. Is that Santa or
All right, Doc, listen, it's actually perfect timing. That's why I didn't let you in right away. I was just finishing my number 1. So we all went through our top 5. Perfect timing. We're not going to go through them again just for the purposes of the show. But what we're going to do is, obviously, this is in honor of Ernie's birthday. I'm so glad you made it. We're just going to do your top 5 right in a row right now.
Ernie was a troublemaker. I agree with Greg. He was an antagonist. He really was. He played the victim very well.
Everybody's saying that tonight.
I like
Tommy? That's the third time that people have said that today, right? So this,
Yeah. Yeah, he had Odyssey, and there was no one else on the block had Odyssey too. It was just him and Bobby Woodruff. So we all had Atari or a different game console, but he also had the only football on the block. And when he would stay in because he didn't feel like playing football that day. We'd go and ask him, "Can we borrow your football?" And he was a wise ass. He'd come to the door and he'd hand me Odyssey 2 football. And he knows we wanted the other football. 1, because you could just probably read between the lines that I wanted a regular football. And 2, we don't have fucking Odyssey 2. All right. So he was so this mutt would hide in his house and we'd wait till he came out to beat him. He was a troublemaker, I'm telling you. An antagonist.
Might have been where it all started.
Yeah.
I like it. You really are a troublemaker, Ernie. You're the monster. We've established this. What else you got, Doc? Come on.
Fond memory, Ernie. Everyone was making fun of Ernie because he had a girl's bike. And I don't know why they did this to this day, but guys' bikes have the bar that go through the middle so you can crack your nuts on it. And the girl's bike doesn't have one. But Ernie's bike didn't have one, and we were all making fun of him. And my father
Right, the straight bar and then the bar that went like this, right?
Right. And for some reason, the guys had the bar that went across the way. Because you crack.
That's
remember,
true. Why the hell is that?
You do a jump, you go up over, like in Diamond 1, I think was the best jump in Marine Park at the time. As soon as right behind the field house, there was always a mound of sand there.
Yeah, you're right.
It was right, Diamond 1. So you go like a maniac, you jump it, and sometimes you screw up and you come down on your nutsack on that center bar. I don't know why girls did, it was weird. But anyway,
Ernie, did you have a girl's bike? Wait, it's Greg. Tell us.
Because they're dresses. The girls used to wear the dresses and ride bicycles. So they put the bar there for the men, but the girls couldn't have the bar because then the dresses would stay up in the air and you'd see.
No way.
Did you just Uncle Google that?
No. I looked it up. I looked it up last week. It came up in the conversation.
Uncle Goo.
Oh, wow.
Okay, I'll play that. Makes sense.
So anyway, I got pulled in the house. My father saw me making fun of Ernie. I got yanked in the house. He gave me a 1-4 and sent me up to bed. Next thing I know, there's sparks coming out of the garage in the backyard, and I had to go to my mother and father's room on the other side of the house, and I'm looking out. And I'm saying, "What the fuck? What's going on in there?" And Ernie's standing outside the garage, and my father welded a fucking pipe.
No way.
That's true.
His dad was Mr. Fix-It.
That's true.
Unbelievable.
Deeper than
And number 1, we were at the Moonbeam, Ernie.
That's right.
Mike Morrissey's bar. And I tied one on bad. I was with Joey and Ernie, and I lost it, man. I lost it. Emotions, the tears coming out. I'm ready to fucking punch someone in the face. And Joey and Ernie are trying to talk to me. And then this guy with the personality or he was like Paul McCartney. He was a sweetheart. He just walked over like a kind soul, and calmed me down. This kid was the nicest person I've ever met in my life. So he calms me down, and he asked me and Ernie, "You might give me a ride home now?" I'm like, "I don't care." So Ernie gets into his father's car. The kid gets in the front seat next to him, and I'm sitting in the back seat. I'm ripped.
Oh, he was in the back seat, Tom. He was in the back seat.
I was in the back seat, Ernie.
No, you were in the front.
I was in the back. Oh, right. You're right.
Something tells me Ernie knows this one, that part.
Yeah. So anyway, we're driving. I think it was behind Avenue K. It started. You know that diagonal street behind Sink the Pink? What is that, Ernie? What street is that runs over like J?
Yeah, no, right off of Flatbush, right? All the avenues over there.
Right. But there's one block that runs right behind, but it goes diagonal.
Near the school. There's a school on that block, right?
Yes. It runs up. But anyway,
I think it's K.
Right, I think it's K. So we start going down the side street, and this kid just calmly leans over both of us and goes, "All right, pull the car over and get out." I start hysterically laughing, like out of my mind, laughing. I'm like, "Ernie's gonna steal the car! He's gonna steal the car!" Ernie starts going, "He ain't stealing my dad's car!" And he hits the gas.
But did the guy say he had a gun, right?
Yeah. He said he had
Yeah. And I'm laughing. I'm screaming, "He's got a gun!" Okay. And then he's like, "He ain't getting the car. He ain't getting the car. We'll all die first. He ain't getting the car." And he hit the fucking gas. I swear to God, we were doing like 70 miles an hour. And he's going right through the fucking stop signs. Right across K, across L, across N. And this kid, by like the third, like 2.5 blocks in, was crying to get out of the car.
Tom, weren't you yelling, "We're all going to die," and screaming?
Yeah, no. I was like, "We're all going to die." I'm laughing. And this kid was crying. And we stopped the car, and the kid ran. I think he shit himself. He fucking just ran.
Well, what kind of maniacs? He just told you, "Get out, I have a gun." You start screaming, laughing. He's got a gun. And everything, "Get my car." And he puts it
I
in the
remember
drive.
when Ernie told me the story, I was like, "Holy shit. I can't believe you did that." He goes, "I'd rather die than go home and tell my father somebody stole the car."
Tom,
Great.
you just made me think about Ozzy's story when we go to see Ozzy at Tower Records.
Oh,
And
Ozzy!
and Ernie waits to be the last person online to meet Ozzy. And Ernie decides, "Ernie, what do you tell Ozzy? You're the last person in line. What do you tell him?"
I said, "Listen, we spent a lot of money. We've gone to see all of your shows. It's only fair that you come see one of ours." And
He was
wanted him to come see Playground.
inviting Ozzy to the
Ozzy
playground show.
Joe, but prior to that, Ernie screamed out
Scream.
Ozzy's name so loud.
We have it on camera.
Ozzy probably
Yeah,
thought some
okay,
deranged lunatic.
Right. And he screams, "Ozzy!" and Ozzy just spins around like this.
The Prince of Darkness was afraid.
Yeah. And then he just shakes his head like this.
Yeah.
Like not another one.
Where's
but
that
it's like,
video?
You have Ozzy Osbourne shaking his head like that guy's out of control.
Joe, you were with us, Joe.
I know it was. We
Yeah.
have that on video. Remember, we watched that video. So there's 3 videos we got to locate. We got to locate the Ozzy Scream video. We got to locate the screen test doctor that you should have somewhere buried in one of your houses.
I destroyed it.
We got to locate the news report of Ernie saying he's the hero.
And if you find that clip, you have to have that, what is it, Bonnie Tyler, whatever, playing it in the background. "We need a hero" while you play it on the show.
All right, Doc, we've been on for 2 hours. I'm glad you made it to the end. For the end, the carjacking story alone had to be told. We purposely left it off. We were hoping you'd catch the tail end of this.
Awesome.
Ernie, this was an incredible episode recapping the Hall of Fame career
Oh,
of Ernest.
are we going to do honorable mentions?
Oh, yeah, let's do an honorable mention too. Yeah, one more honorable mention each. Start with Greg. Greg.
One more. I'm gonna have to go with the shopping cart.
Oh, we forgot about the shopping cart. The baby Jesus overshadows the shopping cart.
Oh, baby Jesus. It's kind of the same thing, but baby Jesus has a higher importance. Same thing, walking home drunk with Ernie at night, and he decided he was gonna pick up a shopping cart and toss it through a business establishment's window.
Good news
Ernie!
is that business establishment's not there anymore, so we're safe with that one.
Of course they're
no
not there.
longer exists.
Ernie
Yeah,
had
they
them
all
closed
moved out.
down.
They all moved out. Ernie's Lives Matter came in.
I was like 15 years old. This is 1985.
Yeah.
But the most amazing thing out of all of it is just what Billy was speaking to, not of Ernie's skill, but of Ernie's brute strength. You know how hard it is to pick a shopping cart
Yeah, those are heavy.
over the top of your head and run with it.
I'm sure that's how it started. Someone probably said, you can't lift that over your head. Ernie
Yes.
went, oh, yeah?
Yeah.
Like this?
Yeah,
That's
you can't
exactly
throw
how
over
it
your head.
started.
I got it over my head. Oh yeah. Well, I doubt it. You could throw it through that window. We
Good one.
Greg was good with the camera back then. He had we had the camera thing, the portable VCR. What is it?
Camcorder?
The camcorder. And we were going to do a skit. I don't know if you remember this, Greg, or we were talking about it. We were going to dress up as Secret Service guys and have like a president and have Ernie come out of the crowd with a shopping cart. And we were going to wrestle him down to the floor to protect the president. Ernie just like appear with the shopping cart and they just throw him down on the floor. It's kind of funny.
Come on, Billy. What do you got? What honorable
All
mention?
right. So this is Key West, and we're going out. I think it was like the last night. Ernie goes, whatever you do, don't let me do shots. Okay? Whatever you do, don't let me do shots. So we're there hanging out, having a really good time. I go over to the bar and get a drink. And there's all these people around. And we got I see the waitress leave with the tray of shots. And she's walking. I'm like, I don't know where she's going yet. And I'm getting my drink. And it was sort of like Tommy's saying, it was sort of like looked like an assassination. So as I turn around and look, I see she's walking right to where everybody is. And I start in slow motion trying to work my way through the crowd to stop Ernie from getting a shot. And Ernie's got this big grin on his face. And he reaches on the tray. And I'm trying to get to him to knock it out of his hand. He goes like this. Boom! Throws up all over the tray. Now, Ernie obviously, and everybody around us was like,
And the setup is even great because Ernie wasn't at the bar. He was pooping or something in the hotel. We all got there first. And all these girls were there. So we tried to tell all these girls, listen, it's our friend's bachelor party.
yeah, that's right.
He's getting married. When he comes in, go crazy. Bring him over. And we bought all these shots. Get him to do shots with you guys. We made it believe like it was their idea. That's why Ernie couldn't turn it down too. All these girls bombarded him as he walked in because we told them to. They give him the shot, so he can't turn it down. And Billy's through the crowd in slow motion like this.
No.
Like the Pink Panther Kato fight.
And
All
sure enough,
over the tray.
boom,
All over the
throw
tray.
up,
And
and he leaves.
Quick side note, Culture Club, similar thing. Ernie is drinking Stoli and Sevens at another bar before we go out. They taste just like cream sodas.
He's never had anything like that before.
He gets it in pint glasses. He's going crazy.
He's sucking them down like this.
They're telling him at Culture Club maybe he shouldn't drink anymore. He's getting annoying. Like, don't tell me I can't drink. Right? He's getting all mad. Takes the drink, throws up on the side of the
You're
bar.
lucky I don't have a baby Jesus in a shopping cart.
Throws up on the bar. Glasses start lifting up and sliding down the bar. It looked like you see those like the Weather Channel when they show those
Hurricane
flash
Ernie.
floods and cars are moving and they're going down like a
There was a lip. There was a lip on the bar, so it wasn't pouring over the ledge. So his head was on the bar, and he was just throwing up, and it was filling up the bar. And the glasses, we would see the glasses go like this, floating by.
and
So
then
what the hell is
suddenly,
it? We wouldn't even know he was throwing up. We look over, and he just did.
suddenly bouncers appear. Ernie's asked to leave. Bobby Balls wanted to go home. He's going to take him home. About a half hour later, Balls was back in the club. I'm like, you took him home and came back? Holy shit, you're the man, Bobby. No cab would take Ernie home. He's out. He's out laying on a tree. We go out in front of the club. Ernie's head is propped up against and they're like, Balls, look, you're taking him home. You're taking him home. And somehow they got Ernie home.
Ernie, didn't you throw up on the cab all the way home on the side of the cab, and the guy was screaming at you?
No, maybe I went home with you, Ern.
That's
Okay.
Sutton Place, Bill. I
Oh,
think.
yeah.
That's
so
a
that was-
different story.
Yeah.
That's a great one. That's a good story.
His head's hanging out the window. He throws up all over the side of the cab. The cab driver's pissed, and he's like looking at me, and I'm going, "Nah, he missed it. It's fine." The whole we get out
You're
of the
okay.
car. He goes, "He didn't hit your cab. You're fine." We get out of the cab. The whole fucking side of the cab is like a I don't even know what it was. Whatever Ernie ate, pasta vazul, whatever it was. It's all on the side of the cab.
I was so drunk in that cab. I had just started dating this girl named Colleen, and Billy had a cell phone. So I'm like,
no.
Bill, give me your phone. I gotta call this girl I'm talking to. I want come outside now. She goes, whose phone is this? And my friend Billy, give him the phone. I want to talk to him.
She goes, never give him the phone ever again. So that's my quick ones.
Ernie, that wasn't the same Colleen you married, right?
That is the same Colleen, yes. I don't know why she stayed around.
She didn't.
I thought
She
that
didn't see
one
what you
would've
did to
ran.
the cab.
No.
You know, to talk more about that Sutton Place story, how many shots do you want? I remember telling the waitress how many fit on the tray.
That was an $800 bar bill.
That's right. If I
Oh, yeah.
remember correctly, that was on Babel's card, I think, possibly,
Oh,
right?
well,
Yeah.
why do you think I was ordering like that?
Sir, how many shots would you like? How many fit on that tray?
Good news is Babel's had an affordable loan plan, and we were able to pay him back 98% interest.
Oh yeah.
One of the waitresses that goes
I
to
mean-
Babel. Babel goes, listen, no more. I'm $800 bar tab. The waitress goes, okay, but the little short, ugly one over there, it's got 2 more trays coming.
That's not what she said. She just said the little one over there.
You just said, how many shots would you like? Hold on a second. Joey, what's your credit limit on that card? Okay.
Let's find out.
All right, I got a quick one. Ernie tells me this story. Obviously, I wasn't there. When you hear the story, you'll understand why. Ernie, one day, either in his pajamas, underwear, whatever he was in, he'll correct me if I'm wrong, is throwing out the garbage
Oh boy.
in his apartment in Brooklyn, and locked out of the house. He's got to walk to his poor wife's job in whatever he was wearing to get let back in.
Colleen was at work. I didn't have to go to Colleen's work. I had to go to her mother's work.
What were you wearing?
I was in my underwear.
You know
Picture
what?
him coming in his underwear
Oh,
to his
I had to
mother-in-law's
throw the
work.
garbage out, and then I hear the door slam shut. It was
Joe,
out of a movie.
how
You know
about
what, Joe? Joe, we messed up. We messed this up totally. We
What
should
happened? You didn't hit
say
record?
the titles of our moments and let him tell them.
You're right.
Joey?
Right. I think it was Hurricane Gloria.
Oh,
Eddie Romeo's tree fell down. We were in the creek, and the eye of the storm passed, and then we got hit with the. However it happened, there was a calm, and then it got really bad. And we were in the creek, and the water started running back out. It had flooded the creek, and the water started going back out. And Ernie fell into it and started getting sucked out to the ocean, and he's screaming, "Ah!"
No, come on.
He
I
was
don't
in-
know this
He
one.
was in 2 feet of water. And he started screaming. He said,
Hurricane
"Take it to the ocean."
Rip current.
There's no
Wait,
rip
wait,
current
wait.
at the creek.
I just want
Now
to.
during a hurricane, it was.
He's the only guy that can drown in a bird bath. I mean, stop it.
I just want to say one thing. We're all parents here, right?
Yes.
Yeah.
We're all parents. What was wrong with our parents
Oh,
that a hurricane was coming through, and all of us were outside in the middle of the hurricane?
Let's go to the ocean.
Let's go to the ocean during a hurricane.
Remember we were throwing our coats?
Yeah.
We had our windbreakers on, and you
Yeah,
could throw your windbreaker like a football field. The wind would take it, and we were throwing it against the backstops of the diamonds in the park.
Yes. Yes.
That was so
like 200 yards. It was great.
Mom, I'm going out. Where you going, honey? I'm going to play in a hurricane. Okay, be home by 6.
It's so Greg. That is so true. Like,
Don't get hit by any trees.
and how many times they tell you,
Don't throw any baby Jesus through any windows. Okay, bye.
don't get fooled because there's going to be a lull, and then the back end of the storm's coming. Okay,
Yeah.
we'll be in the ocean.
Forget it. They didn't know where we were any time of the day. We'd just be out all day long. No idea where we were. Can you imagine letting your kids out,
No,
not being able to get in touch with them or track
cell
their phones or whatever? Yeah, no
Yeah,
cell phones.
no cell
No
phones.
nothing.
It's crazy.
We're going
I tracked them. I tracked them when they throw the garbage out to the curb. Where is he? Where is he?
But Joe, it's even crazier because we were in the house and then we heard the tree fall. Eddie Romeo's tree fell. So we all came out of the house. And then we were like, wow, the tree fell. What do you think happened in the park? Let's go see.
Let's go see where more trees are.
Yeah. Hey, I know where there's a lot of trees.
And our parents are like, be home for dinner.
Yeah, put the raincoats on.
Yeah, they gave us.
Yeah. Everyone, grab these lightning rods.
Here, fly these kites.
Oh, God.
All
All right,
right.
boys. This was incredible. Ernie, we had to roast you on your birthday. This was great doing top 5 Ernie moments. Obviously, if you love these moments and you love Ernie like we do, you could get this shirt. That's right. This shirt. This is the guy that ran over Noor de Gavaz on the football field. This is him. That's probably how old he was, right? Is that what he looked like back then?
Yeah.
This
that's
is
right.
also the kid that punched Greg straight in the face when he saw him.
Yes.
That's also his stalking age with Andrea.
Yes. The mud pies. We forgot about the mud pies.
Oh, my pies.
Oh, Christine.
Christina.
Oh,
Christina.
And we didn't even touch Debbie Gibson.
You did.
Oh. There's a million more stories. Again, get this shirt on Amazon.com. Type in top 5 with Joey Cassata or just Ernie. I don't think Ernie's shirt will come up. I have a feeling Ernie from Sesame Street might be a bigger seller than you, Ern. But type in top 5 with Joey Cassata. Get Ernie's shirt. Get the Doc Monster shirt. Get the top 5 shirt. Send your emails. I know you're not going to have any Ernie stories, but send your emails to top 5 with Joey Cassata at gmail.com. If you do have some Ernie stories, if Leone's listening, if Romeo's listening, if Bacardi's listening, send us your stories, please, because I know there's a million more out there that we didn't even get to. All right, boys, any last words?
That's it. Happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Ern. Go have a glass of milk.
Overhead screamer.
Woo-hoo-hoo. Something's wrong.
Applesauce.
I think they broke it.
Snackwells.
Simply the best.
But there's a yellow jack there. But there's a yellow jack there.
There it is, Ernie.
Talked about that.
There's a yellow jack there. Spider-Man's on. I gotta go.
Get out of here, everyone. We'll see you next time.